You need to get sweaty with easy strength for fat loss. I don't think it's a bad idea, but just don't overdo it, okay? Thanks. Good question. Let those daily coffee, fast, exercise, walk, get your sleep in. Let those take care of most of it. But if you add it as a paprika or a cumin, I think it'll be okay. Good question. Okay. This one was one I didn't think much of when I first read it, but then I had a conversation with somebody, and now Douglas, it's a question from Douglas. I understand why people ask questions like this. I didn't understand at the beginning. I'm 33 and been using kettlebells for 3 years. Successful losing weight and gaining strength. Good for you. Excellent. My favorite movements are the double military press and loaded carries. I think we're a lot alike. Are there any long-term risks in my grip strength doing carries I should be aware of in the future? I do rack carries with 2x24 for 100 feet, turn around, front squat, then walk back. I have a workout called the Eagle. It's very similar to that. Then double 34 kilo suitcase carries only. What are the risks of loaded carries? Douglas, I've been around a while. I think you'd have to go out of your way to get hurt doing a farmer walk or a suitcase carry. I think you'd have to think it through. I remember I was at a kettlebell workshop one time, and I was showing Pavel, John Duquesne, and somebody else, it might have been Brett Jones, this idea I'd come up with to just teach this particular movement in the Turkish get-up to make it a little bit smoother. And this person was so against the idea that they invented it right in front of us in real time, all these ways that this thing could go wrong. Basically, it was something Tim Anderson teaches us in Original Strength. It was one step from an egg roll. And the idea, though, was instead of doing an egg roll holding your knees, it was doing an egg roll trying to hold the horns of the bell and just keeping it here and trying to use your ab wall to drive yourself into the movements. Much easier to do than to explain, trust me. And this person just kept looking for ways to make this not work. And it would hurt people. I thought, here we go. I think loaded carries, and I think the benefit most people get from loaded carries is that it is, it really is hard to hurt yourself. Now, when I did the Pleasant and Highland Games, I made the mistake of doing their farmer walk challenge. Now, I think the weights are 165 pounds, but what makes it hard, maybe I'm exaggerating, I don't know, but I swear the handle was this thin. And one of the guys who'd been around said, oh yeah, you're going to do it without gloves? There's no way you can do it. And this guy had taken gloves, and he had they were permanently bent like this with massive amounts of padding in here. I didn't know if he would, I didn't know I could do that, but I wish I would have. But that thing pulled my hand so much that's the only time I've ever felt like a loaded carry hurt me. And it's weird because I felt it up here, like I felt like that had become a turkey leg on Thanksgiving. Things were getting shredded. I really don't know of anyone who's been injured doing loaded carries, farmer walk or suitcase carry. I guess anybody can get hurt. Anybody can get hurt doing anything. But generally, one of the reasons I like them, it's like walking on a plank. A good way to train balance for adults is to put a 2x4 on the ground. And as they walk, if they step off, I don't have to say, hey, you stepped off. We call them self-limiting exercises. Jumping rope is another one. You don't have to say to somebody, hey, you caught that with your feet. You don't have to do that. In the Olympic lifts, I think the snatch is a pretty self-limiting exercise. When you keep missing it, it's probably a sign it's either your technique's off or you need to get a little stronger. But I like your question, and the most important thing I can say is, if you're doing suitcase carries, farmer walks, and these presses, I think, you're 33 and you've already had some success, but I can see the success going for a fairly long time. And thank you. That's a good question. Appreciate it. Okay, we only have, 2 more to go. So Joe asked this question. That's my granddaughter's name.